The idea behind Riven monsters has always been not to focus on the Rivens, but to do so on the weapons and builds they complement. Oftentimes we tend to look only at the numbers, and today's showcase is an example on why I do this series, and that is, numbers aren't always the most important. You already saw the title, so let's jump right in. I'm Deuce, and thanks in advance for watching. Many hold saw weapons in high regard. They are some of the best in the game, especially when talking infested saw strikes, and especially when referring to the Plague Kripath. In my opinion, this thing is the most versatile melee weapon in Warframe, given that you know how to properly construct the rest of the saw, of course. But when done right, there is little a Plague Kripath can't do. Add a Riven to the equation and you have the potential to cover every single melee meta build in just one. So my Kripath's name is Aglos. It means snow point or icicle, and it's named after the spear of Gil-galad, last High King of the Noldor Elves. If you know your Lord of the Rings, then you might know what I'm talking about. To build it, I used the Plague Kripath Strike, the Krustra Grip, and the Ruhang 2 Link. My idea was to construct a high damage saw polearm without upsetting neither its crit nor its status potential. Ultimately, my sacrificed stat was speed, but what I got in return more than justifies that choice. What makes infested saws particularly good is their versatility. As you can see, my Aglos has a pretty even stat split, decent crit and status chance with an above average critical multiplier. This enables the weapon to be built around any meta, with the only caveat being that you can't use all of them in one single mod configuration. Since it packs viral damage by default, you can run the ever-impressive viral, corrosive and critical combo, or go for condition overload, taking advantage of that even stat line. In the end, the choices are there. To top it all off, Plague Kripath saws, when built as polearms, have an unreal reach. Barring whips, these are some of the best in that department. Amongst all of that enters my Riven, Plague Kripath Tempi Hexatox. Boy, this one's a doozy when you try to say it out loud. Anyways, it comes with plus 61.9% toxin, plus 65.5% status chance, and plus 6.4 seconds to combo duration. Yeah, it's full of sixes. 6, 6, 6, oh, spooky. You might say, man, that Riven is trash. Mine has like plus 300% something. But you see, here, the important factor is not the number, but the something. It's not that the numbers don't matter, but the thing about weapon metas in Warframe is that you can't use them all in one build, either because the weapon itself won't let you, or because you don't have enough mod slots. This Riven, in conjunction with this particular saw strike, allows me to pack the two most effective melee builds in the game without any compromise. As you can see, this one came around pretty well. Thanks to this particular Riven, I can combine a corrosive viral build with crits and condition overload, something otherwise not possible. First and foremost, you need a combo counter mod. In this case, the most useful would be Drifting Contact. That would take a mod slot on its own. But my Riven has both status chance and combo duration, so I can ditch Drifting Contact. This enables the addition of Condition Overload right alongside the rest of the build. Same goes for the Toxin 60/60 mod. Since my Riven already has Toxin and Status Chance, I can also ditch that. Otherwise it would be impossible to have CO, crits and the viral corrosive mix all in one. Not without sacrificing the combo counter, or even worse, not having this particular status combination or ditching speed. The best thing is that this build only costs 3 formas, which is pretty cheap for a Riven. Now, this is only an example of a very versatile build factoring multiple metas, mixing them into a single one. In this case, the two most effective for melee weapons, and yes, Plague Kripath saws are not particularly good slashers. But when you get a slash proc with this one, it's going to deal some serious damage, since it will often come boosted by the crits and the combo multiplier, as well as aided by viral procs. In this particular case, the status balance is very good, since you only need one viral effect every 6 seconds, and in order to strip armor properly, corrosive needs to be the main elemental damage type. Not to mention that for corrosive to work reliably in melee weapons, that status chance needs to be above the 50% mark. There are other ways of achieving this with the Riven. Instead of status chance, you could have attack speed on the purple thing. If it's around the 75% mark, then you could ditch Berserker, adding a cold 60-60, then isolating it in order to have even more statuses to feed Condition Overload. This will make corrosive procs less prevalent, but it will increase the weapon's damage by another 60%. In the end, the idea of Riven usage here is to make two mods in your build redundant. One of those slots will go to the Riven itself, the other to Condition Overload, that way enabling multiple metas without sacrificing anything. Plague Kripath Rivens can be worth a small fortune in the trade market, so the decision to keep or sell is yours to make. This one was a gift that I got from a sub some time ago. Since this strike has a 3 out of 5 disposition, getting those god rolls can be very difficult, not to mention that the stats themselves might not be all that useful. That's why I focused on achieving versatility instead of specializing it. Sometimes numbers are not all that matters, it's all about the stats and what you could do with them. Plague Kripath Sauce can do so many things that ignoring one of them for the sake of numbers feels like a crime. That's why this glorified 60-60 mod turns my Aglos into a Riven monster. For my part, this has been all for now. If you enjoyed the video or you found it interesting, please consider giving it a like. Don't forget to subscribe for more Warframe content and follow me on Twitter to keep up to date with everything. Again, thank you very much for watching. Wherever you are, have an amazing day and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.